Joe Biden making a decision to put forward this idea, not just idea, he's like signing it into law that Title IX cannot discriminate against born men to compete in women's sports as women. Where are the feminists? Like, where are they? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, don't women care about themselves and their daughters? I'm guessing that a lot of the women that are just fine with this, they're not really athletes. I'm going to go out on a limb and say they're not the athletic type. No, they're more the protesting type, right? They'll collect the $3,800 from the George Soros funded organization to go out and protest. But this LGBTQ stuff has taken on a kind of viciousness where a group that, I would argue has been oppressed, like certainly has, now they want to do the oppressing, and they're going to do the oppressing, and women, girls, are the ones that are the victims in this case. Finalized Biden Title IX regulations add protections for transgender students. The Biden administration Friday unveiled a final set of sweeping changes to Title IX, the federal civil rights law prohibiting sex-based discrimination at government-funded schools. You see, Title IX came into being because they were giving all the scholarships to the football players. And so, obviously, girls were not playing football. And so girls were like, hey, and women, activists for women's rights said, wait a second, this isn't fair. We need to make sure that we have money for girls' sports too. And so girls compete in their sports, and they don't have the years of testosterone building. I mean, I can't believe I got to go back to biology 101, but you know what, guys? Somebody there in the administration needs to take some bio classes, because men and women are born differently and they grow differently. And yes, if you have the advantage of all that testosterone for years and years and years, I don't believe girls can take these drugs. It would be kind of illegal. The Olympics doesn't allow you to take testosterone to build up your muscles. But somehow if you decide you're playing for the other team, you are part of the other team, you are suddenly female, even though you haven't gone through with all the operations. I mean, I don't mean to be too graphic, but you know what I mean. You just decide you're going to be a woman. And if you feel like a woman, you can compete as a woman. And you can get a scholarship as a woman, which takes away a scholarship from a naturally born female. I mean, this is really twisted. Quote from the Hill. They quote the Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, who said these final regulations build on the legacy of Title IX by clarifying that all our nation's students can access schools that are safe, welcoming, and respectful of their rights. I'm sorry, how is it safe and welcoming? If I am a young woman and need to change in the locker room alongside someone who still has all the body parts of a man, like, how is that safe and welcoming? I mean, it's bad enough changing. Let's be honest. I mean, I don't like changing in some kind of group locker room, period. Like, never have, still don't. All right. Like, I need my privacy. And now I got to change in front of a man? Are you kidding me? No, Mr. Cardona, you are not protecting women. You are not protecting girls, not in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sick of the BS statements from these guys. I'm setting the record straight on this. This is not about protection for women. It's about protection of Joe Biden's behind, because he's failing with his base. And his base is the LGBTQ community. There's probably more letters than I'm missing. It is the Black America, which, by the way, doesn't really support him as much as they used to. In fact, he's down 20 points. So much so that today, the Wall Street Journal reported an exclusive. You see, he was planning to ban menthol cigarettes. The cigarette industry wasn't too happy. I mean, I look at it, I'm kind of libertarian. You want to smoke. It's not really my business. It's not great for you. I've never smoked. I have no intention of smoking ever. But, you want to do that. That's sort of your thing, right? Well, he was going to ban it altogether. But you see, he's afraid to, because the Black community that he needs to support him was really kind of annoyed about this. So here's the headline in the Wall Street Journal today. Biden administration drops plan to ban menthol cigarettes. White House had been weighing health benefit of ban against angering Black voters. And chicken that he is, he decided, you know what? They're going to get too mad at me, so I'm not going to ban it. Even though I think it's a healthier thing to do, I'm not going to ban it. And I'm going to allow people that are born men that want to compete as females to take scholarships away from naturally born females. Because that's what my base wants. I'm going to allow this anger towards Israel to bubble up because my base does not like Israel. I am going to allow our economy to suffer, for inflation to creep in, because my base wants more stimmy checks. I'm going to allow our border to be wide open, because I think that my base wants us to have a borderless society and is altruistic enough to welcome all of these people, what are the numbers? 8 million into their communities. This is not a leader, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden has no leadership skills. None. Zero. Nada. He doesn't know what he stands for. He only stands for getting elected. It took him a long time, and he's not willing to give it up no matter how frail he is in health, and we know he's frail. He's not willing to give it up. He's like the elderly parent with the car keys that just won't let him go. No, I'm going to keep driving, right? So what are they going to do? Who are they going to run? It can't be Kamala. She's not electable. Full stop, not electable. They've got to somehow stop Trump. They got to stop Trump via this lawfare and hope that that's the answer. Or they got to hope that maybe they just upset the American people enough that they get worn out or worried enough. I don't think any of that's going to work. And I think the polls actually show it. They're their own worst enemy, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrats doing it to themselves again. You know what? They'd be a whole lot better to just clean house, get some young blood in there, find some good new politicians that actually believe in this country. And I mean it, believe in this country. Those kids protesting, they don't believe in this country. You got youth that absolutely despises this country. How are you ever going to have a strong military if you don't have people that believe in and love America? If you tell them all day long America is a bad place, a prejudiced place, a former colonist nation, if you're stuck being ashamed of yourself and ashamed of your roots and ashamed of your country, you're never going to be able to help support that country and help grow it. You got to love America. Makes me wonder if Joe Biden ever loved America. I think he just loved himself. A lot of these people, they love themselves and they just want to get elected, and that's fundamentally wrong.